If you combine every single McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway in the United States, you still wouldn't have as many locations as this one incredibly boring business. There are over 50,000 self-storage facilities in America alone. That is more than 1.9 billion square feet of rentable space. To put that in perspective, every single American could stand inside a storage unit at the same time, and there would still be room left over. Most of us drive past these metal boxes every single day and never think twice. They look dusty. They look empty. But behind those cheap, corrugated metal doors is a ruthless, recession-proof $40 billion industry. Today, we are cracking open the secret world of storage units and exposing exactly how concrete, dust, and human psychology are making quiet investors absolute billions. To understand why this business makes so much money, you first have to understand why people need it. Storage companies don't rely on trends, viral TikTok products, or economic booms. They rely on the grim but guaranteed realities of human life. Industry insiders call them the 4Ds: death, divorce, downsizing, and dislocation. Think about it. When a loved one passes away, families don't have the emotional energy to sort through an entire house of belongings. So, they rent a storage unit. When a couple gets divorced, one person abruptly moves out. They rent a storage unit. When the economy crashes, people lose their homes, downsize to smaller apartments, and need a place to put their stuff. It is one of the only industries on earth that wins whether the stock market is up or down. You aren't just renting a room. You are renting a temporary pause button for someone's life. Let's compare running a restaurant to running a storage facility. A restaurant deals with rotting inventory, massive employee payroll, complex health codes, and fragile equipment. If the freezer breaks, you lose thousands of dollars overnight. A storage unit? It's literally a concrete slab with a metal door. The profit margins are absolutely staggering. A typical retail business is thrilled to make a 10% profit margin. Storage facilities regularly hit 60% to 70% profit margins. Why? Because the facility practically runs itself. Today, thanks to automated software, a multi-million-dollar facility with 500 units can be managed by a digital kiosk, a smartphone app, and maybe one part-time maintenance worker who swings by twice a week. Your inventory doesn't spoil, the lights are on motion sensors, and your tenants literally do all the heavy lifting for you. But the low overhead isn't the real secret sauce. The real gold mine is human psychology. Let's say you rent a unit for $100 a month to store $500 worth of old furniture. You tell yourself, it's just for a few months until I move. 3 years later, you've spent $3,600 to store a $500 couch. This is a cognitive bias called the sunk cost fallacy, and storage companies build their entire business model on it. Furthermore, they use a ruthless strategy called algorithmic pricing. Because moving your stuff out requires renting a U-Haul, giving up your weekend, and doing intense physical labor, the storage company knows you are physically and mentally trapped. So, software automatically raises your rent every 6 to 9 months by just 8 to 10%. It's an extra $10 or $15. You complain, but you're going to spend a whole Saturday sweating and moving heavy boxes just to save $15. This sticky customer base creates an incredibly reliable, compounding river of cash. That monthly rent is just the baseline. Storage facilities are masters of the upsell. First, there's tenant insurance. Most facilities legally require you to have insurance to store your items. They will conveniently sell you a policy at the front desk for $15 a month. What they don't tell you is that the facility takes a massive cut of that premium, sometimes up to 70%. It's pure, uninterrupted profit. Then you have late fees, admin fees, and the sales of locks and boxes. But what happens if you stop paying? This brings us to the lien laws. Unlike residential real estate, where evicting a tenant can take months of court battles and thousands of dollars in legal fees, storage units are governed by different rules. If you don't pay for 30 to 90 days, they don't need a judge. They simply cut your lock and auction your stuff. While reality shows like Storage Wars make this look glamorous, the reality is much colder. It allows the facility to instantly recoup their lost rent, clear the unit, and get a paying customer back in the door the very next day. To truly understand the end game of this business, we have to look at a man named Wayne Hughes. In 1972, he started a company with a $50,000 investment. He called it Public Storage. Today, that company is worth tens of billions, and Hughes became a billionaire. How? Because of Wall Street's favorite acronym, REITs, or Real Estate Investment Trusts. Trusts. You see, storage units are essentially placeholders for extremely valuable land. A developer buys cheap land on the edge of town, throws up some cheap metal buildings, and waits. As the city grows around the facility, the land value skyrockets. But here is the craziest part. Cities actually hate building new storage units. Local governments prefer businesses that generate high sales taxes or employ hundreds of people. Because of strict zoning laws and NIMBYism, not in my backyard, it is incredibly difficult to build new storage facilities today. This artificial scarcity makes existing facilities insanely valuable. Surprisingly, despite the massive corporate giants dominating the market, nearly 70% of storage facilities are still owned by independent mom-and-pop operators. This means Wall Street has a massive opportunity. They buy up these smaller players, slap their corporate logo on them, optimize their prices with AI, and scale up. It is a massive game of real estate monopoly, and Wall Street is buying all the greenhouses. The ultimate power of the storage business is its beautiful simplicity, extremely low operating costs, recession-proof demand, customers who, psychologically, never want to leave, and an underlying asset of constantly appreciating real estate. It is arguably the greatest wealth-building model hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you drive past one of those dusty orange doors, remember, you aren't looking at a metal box. You're looking at a billion-dollar money printing machine. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden world of storage empires, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Drop a comment below letting me know which boring business we should expose next, and don't forget to leave a like to help out the channel. In our next video, we are exposing an industry that makes even more money completely by accident. So stay tuned and I'll see you then.